They're going to be good here. There we go. Okay, awesome. We're good. There, chat. Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, we are live and streaming. Welcome to Thursday's call. Excited to have you guys on here. We are definitely streaming a very blue color today. So if you guys have any questions or anything, please feel free to just raise your hand or drop them in chat, whatever you like to do. We go from there. I don't have any questions that have come in really from email or before the call here today. So I don't have anything to answer for that. I know Nathan here just mentioned salons. Actually, I'm gonna share one thing here, or med spas. I'm gonna share one thing here with the QR code generator. If you guys have Power Tools and you guys have the QR code generator in your system, we made a small update the other day that makes it work better for sub accounts, but you might notice a little warning that pops up. If you do, you should be able to just go into Smart Scripts and add those locations to the QR code generator just by going add a location. I have to make an update. If you notice, okay, like so for example, I'm going to throw this out there. If you guys notice that you go to add a location and you get an error that says it couldn't find location ID, I still have to put in a we still have to put in a the reason why is that your connection to high level through the OAuth thing expired and you might need to reconnect it. So if you see that error come up, then click on connect API version 2 and then reconnect your agency to that sub account there, or else you'll see that error. What my goal is here is if that error pops up, then show a warning there, and then or I'm hoping to do it even before you guys go to add a location, and just if you have to reconnect it, then reconnect it there. It's just kind of weird how it sometimes displays it. It'll say it's all connected and all good, but then you go to add a location and it's not adding correctly. So I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but if you do, that's the fix to it. Just reconnect the API version 2 because the connection had expired. So that is that thing. Yeah, so Nathan, I am in the middle of working on exactly that for a med spa. For it's, I would say about 70% done right now, and I've been calling it tiers. If you wanna go on camera, you can jump on and I'll show you this, or I'll explain it. Here we have, so one of the cool things that we added for med spas recently was under points leaderboard here, where you can view contact, add points, redeem points here. So this is kind of like a checkout system for like med spas, clinics, anything like that. It makes more sense. You could probably use it again for restaurants and everything, but I just don't know if exactly how they'd use it if they're checking somebody out. They could totally do it. They just need to have this set up on a tablet. But the idea is when we're working med spas, you have an admin staff. They have somebody who finishes up their service there. They can give them points. They can put in the total sale here for however much they spent on their transaction that day, and it'll calculate how many points that they get for that transaction. If you want to do a total sale and give them points for that transaction, you can also add more points or have these like quick buttons here. If they give you a Google review or whatever, and you could set these up so that they are you can create new ones. Basically, you can put whatever you want in there, call it whatever you want, and give new points for that. So that's kind of a cool feature for a med spa. And what's also cool is that when they're on that page, it'll tell them what they have points for, and then we can actually go over to redeem points, and the med spa can, or salon or whatever you're working with, can then redeem points for the customer and book them in for their next service. So it could be like, okay, you've got 123,000 points here. You could get free Botox or something like that. And then would you like to book that now? And then the staff can actually, and that person says, yeah, and then they can claim that reward, redeem those points, and actually process it all at the same time, and then go back to their other system and book them in for that service. The other thing which you were just talking about, I had another chat with a med spa agency a few months ago actually, and I think reward here's what did I call it? I'm gonna have to look. Display reward here's .php. No, let me check. So anyway, so we're creating a tiered reward system where display loyalty tiers. That's what it's called. Display. I don't have it in the menu yet because it's not necessarily live, but here's the idea behind it, is that you can create different loyalty tiers, and then add people to that tier. And then when that tier fires or they pay, because in high level, we can set it up so that when when a transaction gets processed for a subscription, you can have this workflow trigger, which this workflow will then give them however many points you have set up in here under this tier. We can also set it up so that we have specific rewards that will only show to those people on that tier. So when you're creating rewards, you'd be able to say only show to those tiered members. And I think that'll do exactly what you're talking about. And then on a monthly basis, they would get those points. I don't know if you're planning on doing a paid one, or were you planning on doing paid, or just like they just get points every month?
So it's like a paid subscription. So they
Yes,
pay, I don't know, $500 and they get 1,000 points. And then,
exactly.
yeah, and they roll over every month so that if they didn't use them, they could stack their points.
Yeah. So I think where I'm at right now, there's a couple things that need to be cleaned up in here, but I think underneath the rewards already, they could, yeah. So I think if they're paying monthly, you have to accumulate their points anyways. I don't think you can
Yep.
expire somebody's points because they've paid for it, right? So under here, if you have reward tiers created, then it'll show those tiers, and you can assign different rewards to those tiers. Or you could say, show only to tier members, and you could assign that reward to those tiers, or you can just say to everybody if it's something that everybody who has points could use, right? And then under that, those loyalty tiers, which I was just showing you, display loyalty tiers here is where we can manage those different tiers, where you can be like, okay, you can call it whatever you want. We just need to create the workflow right now, is to essentially basically copy this ID, go into a workflow. I'm building out the workflows for it here, but making it so that when they go and pay, because under automations here, because I was trying to figure out how to exactly to do it, but you can make it so that when somebody goes and pays, let's just go start from scratch here. When their bill gets processed, the Stripe will send over a notification. And let's go here. I think we can go Stripe. Is it payment?
Yeah.
Payment received. Boop. You go payment received, and then you select which product is what. I don't have any products in this account, so you select your product, and then you can say, but I can't. Anyways, you can select your product, and then you can select the status is success. So if the payment comes through and it's a success, then you could then trigger the webhook, which will then give them the points and trigger the automation and stuff, the follow-up for that customer. And that's, I think, exactly how we're going to do it. I think we just need to finish up the webhook and just make sure that we're giving them points for that. But there was we were working on it last month for quite a bit, and then just got distracted
Yeah,
with
no
something else
worries.
here.
So
But
when you say webhook, is that outside of high level, or is it
yeah,
just something you can
it
build?
sends to our
Okay,
system. It
got
sends to
it.
our system like this back end here. This is pulling from our server.
Hmm.
So it sends over to, yeah, it'll send over to our system. Our system will calculate the points and it'll send it over to things, because what we do with that is we have all their transactions and everything all displayed. We tried to initially in the first in the start have everything inside a high level, but then it was too difficult to try and pull all the data and keep
It's
track of
tricky.
everything. And then we were like, okay, we'll have it in both spots. And then that was even worse, because then you're trying to make sure everything is synced properly. And now we have everything displaying in high level, but it's calculated in our database.
Got it. Okay. Well,
So
that's like exactly what I'm looking for once you finish it.
yes.
What is kind of like a timeline you think?
Um, yeah, we could probably have it done in the next couple weeks here.
Hmm,
Even testing probably before that, because I have most of it done. We just got sidetracked and started
yeah.
working on a couple of other things, because we're actually building it out for a med spa. The lady owned a med spa, and she was like, I want to introduce this into my spa. Um, but then we started working on it, and then I talked to her again, and then she said, actually, there's no rush, because she actually got rid of her med spa, but now she's teaching other med spas how to build their med spas. So she closed her doors. um so then the kind of the fire that we had lit to finish it was kind of extinguished there for a minute. So
Yeah.
so if you have use for it, yeah, it's definitely something that we can finish up, because I think we're at like 80% anyways. Just a couple things need to finish, and then I mean for the MVP anyways, for like the minimum product here, where you can create the tiers, assign rewards, and then give points every month or when they pay. um that can all happen. So, and then there's probably little things like we'll tweak and stuff. Like one of the things I want to do is you can add and subtract reward items from here, and then
Hmm,
do a couple things there. But those are just functionality things that don't make a huge difference, because you can manage it all under rewards there anyway. So
yeah. Okay. That looks great. Do you also have like documentation on tutorials on all of this? Because it looks great. It's just kind of a maze to me.
yeah, so this is a Google Doc we've been working off of for the loyalty and reward system, but we're actually just
Nice.
moving everything over to docs.ghlsmartscripts.com. I'm going to
Yep.
put that in chat right now. It's a work in progress. Everything is going in there. We had a bunch of stuff inside of we had a membership site for this, but I'm moving it out of there and just into like an open docs thing, where you can go through and more like, typical software, where you can go through and you can explore the docs and see everything like that. So we have a lot of stuff
Yeah.
in there about how to set it up. And here I'll ask a question. You guys can all chime in and let me know what you think. Would it be valuable? This is a discussion we were having today. We are having a good discussion about it, me and Shan. But would it be valuable if I had someone on our team map out the customer flow for like every workflow? A lot of them are the same, but what I'm talking about is when somebody fills out a form to join, say, VIP, which workflows do they go into? Um, and then kind of what happens from there. They redeem a coupon, what workflow do they hit? Now it's all in there, and they're kind of mentioned, like they're all the titles are similar, but or they should describe what it does. But what would be a good way for us to um explain where things go? Because that's where, like exactly what you said, it's kind of like a maze. in there, right? Like this link links to this one, this workflow connects to this workflow, that kind of thing. Would it be valuable to do it like the way we have it set up? I know that it works, but would it be valuable to you guys as agency owners to know what workflow triggers what and where it goes?
Yeah, it definitely would. It'd make it a lot
Yeah.
easier, just even on the upfront sell of it, like just showing the flow chart of,
Yeah,
hey, this is what you don't have right now, and this is what you could have. I feel
yeah,
like that would just show the instant value of how much they're actually getting.
yeah. So where do I have something? So I don't have it under promotions yet, do I?
I'd
Um,
echo that. I think it would be extremely helpful. I think you're on the cusp of something that pretty much so many high level users want. I've seen like
mhm.
so many forums talking about this, but I think what this is missing right now is like friendly UI and maybe some better instructions.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's where I'm working on. We're updating all the docs to
Yeah.
go into here, which I think will make uh it'll make it just easier to
Yeah.
use. And then so you can go into training and rewards here, and then you can go through the docs here and you can search how to do stuff, and then we can have troubleshooting and stuff down here as well. This has got tons of videos and taking tons of
Cool.
screenshots, how to do things. So that's all happening here. We have a couple restaurant workflows here too, but because the systems are very similar, they're just uh there's a few different things. See, we putting custom values and stuff in here too. So I understand, I understand that 100% that we need that the documentation could be better. Inside of here, this is an example of a promotion, but that I also have. Let's go sign in here. Maybe I have to log in to Google. I'll just also share this too, because talk about some documentation and training and stuff here today. In here we also have this kind of maps most of it out here
Hmm.
too. So I'm going to share that out with you guys as well. Require password, no. Where do we get a link? Copy link. I'll put that here too. That's kind of an overall view of it. It doesn't map out promotions. It doesn't map out, this one doesn't map out promotions, but then the other one that I just showed, the journey of a promotion, essentially, this shows how promotions works, and then has more details on the types of promotions, the type of coupons, events, different kind of posts that you can put into the promotions manager. And then if you zoom in, you can see how those things work too more visually. But this will all get put into the training docs too. But someone was asking like, what does it look like? So when you have a promotion, this also talks about which workflows they go into as well, so you have an idea. Now each promotion, we have 5 different campaigns in there, and they all take a very, very similar path. They're just we have it like pre-mapped out, so you don't have to go and create different. If you wanted to have if you wanted to have one promotion or 3 promotions, those promotions are already mapped out in the system there. So I'm actually going to put this in here to throw this up at the top. What would I call this? I don't know if it's called a flow chart. Flow chart / mind map, loyalty and rewards. Yeah, so we'll map it out, and I'll get someone on my team to start going through and creating either a doc or a flowchart style thing, where it's like if you come in at this spot, then it goes here, 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 here. Those are the workflows it hits, kind of thing, so that you can then see. And maybe that or a spreadsheet would work. I'm not really sure of what would be the best way to map it out. Spreadsheet would probably be easier to keep updated, but
I'm sure you've covered this. I was curious if you could explain to me real quick how this communicates with Stripe.
just all through high level.
Okay. So if they
So
like buy a service with points, does it log it, or how does that work?
So if they buy a service with points, that is something that you need to set up. So in the system, what you need to do is create, we have webhooks here. So I'll just actually,
Okay.
there are webhooks, and you can give points for pretty much anything that you want to give points for inside of high level. So if you have somebody go through and purchase a product, we have the give points webhook here. This is the link here. These are the custom data fields. So you just basically in your workflow create a webhook, put that URL in there, drop in your details for what they get when they purchase that thing. So you would have a workflow, you would have let's even go take a look at it real quick here. Let's just, this is the one that we just created a second ago. They'll have to delete, but inside of here, you don't have to do payment, but you can do say order form submission, right? Is that they would purchase through through high level here or through a funnel? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so you just do order form submission. I don't have any products in here, or I guess it doesn't really matter. I could just say order form submission in whichever funnel. You set that up, and then in here you just do that webhook. You want to do whatever else you have for them purchasing, and then put that. I think I probably have it here. Yeah, let's just say it was this one. Delete that stuff there, and then you create your custom data. So then you have your location. Action is going to be give points, and then you can put points, say how many points they get for that. You can have that in a custom value or whatever you want. If you wanted to if you had people paying different amounts, you could do a math thing where you figure out the transaction value for points that you want to give. But if you probably have different products, you can probably just give them those points right here too, right? And then the CID is going to be the contact .id. And I think those are all the things in order to title CID action. So title could be anything you want. That's going to show up in their transaction list of how they earn points or what they earn points for. So inside of your workflow here, yeah. So put title, and then you can say purchase tier 1 kind of thing or whatever, right? You can do that for give points. We'll have for the tiered system, we will have a couple webhooks specifically for that, adding members to a tier, and then updating that tier too. So you won't have to do the give points webhook, but you could totally do that. Every time they check out, you could give them points that way too. I mean, that would totally work in addition to the tier system. So you could be like, you're going to get 1,500 points every time you purchase this one thing. And then, so every time they purchase that would go there. But then if you have it on a subscription, that's where I would have the payment thing, which I said here, payment received. And then for that product, when that payment is received for that product, then you could give them points again for that that product.
So the system's already capable of the subscription thing. You just haven't built it in a snapshot.
It's capable of the system thing. But what I like to do is when we make things, make it so that as an agency owner, you don't have to go into the workflows and make a bunch of changes, right? If we can. If for your clients, if they're managing it themselves, we have some workflows already set up that they don't have to go and manage it themselves. That's where things get a little bit, that's why things I think seem bigger than they are, is because under these things, we have these 5 different campaigns. But the reason why we set up the 5 different campaigns that way is so that we don't have to ask you guys as agency owners to go in and create, okay, you want to do a campaign for this type of, you want to do an in-house campaign that nobody else is going to see other than customers who are already in. we have that already all set up, and you don't have to go and try and figure out the workflow and duplicate things and stuff like that. Cause I think that will lead to more headaches kind of thing, trying to figure the stuff out. Which is fine because it's not super complicated. And if you're techie like that, it's easy. But we have a lot of people in high level who are great salespeople, right? And they're maybe not the most techie. So we're trying to make things where it's more like business in a box, where you can take it and it has these things already set up for you. So it does seem like, okay, yeah, there's these 6 different campaigns, but actually these workflows are all identical. They just get triggered off of different forms, and the forms all identical. Same thing with the follow-up and stuff like that for those specific things. It's just there's a number of them because we pre-built out those 6 campaigns. Same thing with the tiers. We'll have a tier with the tiers. We'll have, I think we're going to set up the ability to do 6 different tiers, which is a lot of tiers, but just having it already set up so that you don't have to go and do it yourself, kind of thing is kind of what my goal is with it. And then just have the training about how you update it if you need to update it. That makes sense. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a couple people in the
that's awesome.
Waiting room here. I might have missed a couple people. I'm not really sure. I hope I didn't. All right, cool. Shan posted something earlier here. There was a question. Will the shop be able to like? I am not really sure what that question was actually at all.
Do you want me to take a screenshot of the beginning of his message too for you?
I think I saw it the other day. I can Roy's okay. The phone number. So this is I think he's talking about the loyalty card. The only reason the phone number wouldn't be auto-filled in the loyalty card QR code thing is if the person didn't have a phone number in the system, I think. I can double check that just to make sure that it is being updated. So we're talking about, this one is talking about loyalty cards here. The digital stamp cards. When somebody scans a QR code, or when the business scans the QR code, it should autofill the customer's details on the form that it takes them to. If it's not filling out, I have to make sure that the person has a phone number there, because I'm fairly certain that it does autofill on its own.
I can let him know that. It's just I'm pretty sure he's in the UK, so
so it means the customer member has to always click the page from their SMS email. Yeah. What if they delete the message? I think the other question was, I don't remember what the rest of the question was, but I looked at it yesterday anyways. Okay.
Cool.
Typically they have to click on it from their email, but they could also, if they're on their phone, they could totally save that to their home screen as well. Maybe we have a button or something on there in the future, so it's like save to home screen. All right, let's move on here. Jose, how are you doing? You got a question or
yes, sir, doing good.
Very good insight.
Hey, so I don't have this scenario right now, but just in case, let's say there's a customer that has multiple locations for a restaurant. What would that look like as far as setting up?
All depends on how you want to set up the system. I was talking to a customer yesterday who does have multiple. They have 2 different locations, but the 2 restaurants that they have are very different. So they don't want it to have the same reward, like promotion system for each restaurant, because they have completely different menus. While they're both related, they're both Mexican restaurants. One is like kind of like just tacos and the more simple Mexican food, and then the other one is like more type, like higher end, next level kind of stuff. So in that case, we'd set up 2 different sub accounts for them for it. if they have the same location, I've talked with a number of different restaurants about this. If they have if they have if they have number of locations, but they serve the same type of stuff, I would almost just use one sub account for it, and then have those people can you, as long as the multiple locations are all on board with using the promotions and rewards and stuff like that. Like when you get a franchise, a bigger franchise like that, or a place that has a number of locations, for the most part, everyone will be able to do those promotions coming from corporate. So if he uses it from corporate for those locations, you should just be able to just do one sub account for multiple locations, and then everybody just joins the same promotion system or the same reward system for those businesses, unless they wanted to have individual ones for each different location. Like, for example, I was talking with another restaurant. They've got 23 locations, but they keep them all separate, kind of thing. So then each one would have their own. Or like, so for example, we used to work with a yoga and fitness studio or a franchise, and pre-COVID, and while they had corporate promotions that they ran all the time, they also had corporate promotions they ran all the time, but the studios also had the ability to kind of run some of their own promotions. So then in those cases, we ran everything separate for them rather than corporate. And then we actually had, you can have one corporate thing and then one local thing, but then that can get confusing too. So if you run into a place and they have multiple locations, they could probably run all off of one sub account. That's probably how I'd think about setting it up.
Gotcha. And you can just put them all together in one invoice.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, you could charge, like, the nice thing about it is you can charge them whatever you want. So you could, if they had multiple locations, you could charge them per location that you're setting up for them that they want in that system. I've got working with a fitness franchise, and they've got, one has 16 locations and one has 45 locations, and we're charging them 25, like for us from an agency type thing. They're paying the base amount, then we're just adding on an extra fee per location into that system there, and they're all using the same sub account.
Gotcha.
So you can do like your base fee, like let's say it was $225 or $300 or whatever you want to do, and then you can add on, okay, well, it's going to be an extra $25 a month per location on that one main sub account, kind of thing. You can have or whatever fee you want to, or you could be like, okay, well, it's going to be $99 per location that you want to add to this, or or whatever you want to charge.
Right.
Too. So that would work.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you like when someone uses points to buy a service, like how it decreases the total points in their account? I like to see it. Okay. So a couple different options there, Nathan. Like I said here, so we have the rewards leaderboard here.
You want to share your screen?
Oh, sure, why not? Okay. So inside here we can add points and redeem points. Like, let's just say, for example, here's one way of doing it. We're gonna add 1,000 points to Gabe Ripley here. Click add points. Yes. Okay, so now they have 24,450 points instead of 123,000. And then it's going to say, okay, this person is now eligible for a tier 1 item, which is just what I called whatever that item is here, test reward tier 1 item. So then the customers can come in, we can claim that reward, say yes. And then it's going to ask us if we want to proceed to process that certificate or view the rewarded item. So if we click on view rewarded item, it's going to take us over here and it'll show us who it was referred to and the code and everything like that. So that's one way of doing it. And then we process that certificate. That's through the staff. So that would be the staff way of doing it. Now, if we were going through customers way here. I'm just going to,
All of them.
I don't know if I can mute Anthony here.
Get ready for her being routine.
There we go. Thanks, Anthony. Okay. Here, let's go loyalty dashboard. So customer login. Well, let's go to conversations first. So under conversations, well, let's go to Gabe. Let's log in as Gabe Ripley here. So this one here says we have points, and we can go view our loyalty dashboard. We set it up so that you can change the name of your points. In this one, we were talking with a med spa who uses kisses, so we were just we changed the name in there for I know Shan likes points instead. So when somebody redeems points or gets points or anything like that, they're going to get sent an email and a text message that tells them how many points that they have, and then they can log into their dashboard here to see their points. Now, why didn't it send over that? I'm going to have to check that out, but it should be, you just earn more points. You have cases. Let's just check this. I just want to see, because for some reason it didn't grab his email and phone number in that last email. I'm going to have to check to see why that was. This is because it should autofill those details there. So I'm going to click sign in. Here, inside here, it's going to show us this. You can customize this dashboard to be whatever you want. We can check your rewards here. I wonder how many emails Gabe has actually, if that's actually Gabe's email, and how many emails he's received from earning points from me testing the system with his name in there. Probably a number. Because I've sent him a couple emails. Anyway, so we've got lifetime points, current points, and redeem points. Here's their transactions, and if I go to earn points, this is where customers are going to see their referral links and everything like that. They can refer to a service provider, or they can refer a friend directly through here. If we go to redeem points, this is in their customers dashboard, where they're going to see the number of or what items they can redeem based on how many points that they have. We had 124,000, then we redeemed 100 or 1,500, if you remember, a few minutes ago there. So we could redeem this one again, but now because we're here, if we don't have enough points, it's going to have these grayed out. They can still see the rewards, but they can't click the buttons. So let's claim this $100 gift card. We're going to go okay. We're going to redeem those points. It's going to take us over to here. You can see now that we have 121,000 points. And then here's the gift voucher that gets printed out from that. You can totally customize the background of this gift voucher so that it can be more branded to your customer or your business. With this gift voucher, a couple different ways of processing it. They have this code at the top, THHQGM. That's the code unique to this voucher. And the staff, when it's brought in or just shown on their phone, the staff can then track that redemption here. So THHQGM, they can actually search for it up here. So THHQGM there. So somebody just gave them that voucher code. They could see the reward and then it hasn't been redeemed yet. So that's one way of them doing it. The other way is if they had a device here. Why is it not showing my QR code? Let's refresh this page. I might have to restart. Having a couple issues with my computer today. It's probably time to reset it. Okay, so this QR code, they can scan it with a device. It'll take them over to a page where they can then process the gift certificate essentially the same way as going to here, but it's through a funnel page. So it just loads that data into a funnel page from there. But that's how they could the business could process that gift certificate for them. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, you can customize the look of this. You can customize the layout of the reward items. We have a few different templates set up for that. Customers can see how many referrals they have and who they've referred, a lead, invites, and referrals, the same as the data that's back over here in the referral leaderboard. And Yeah, that's their dashboard. You can customize it. I've seen people do crazy, amazing customizations to our backend to these dashboards here, completely rebrand it and completely redesign it, and it looks amazing too. So kind of how it works, button and stuff like that. So feel free to take that and customize it however you like. Cool. Yeah. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, because we're on a good roll here, I think.
To customize it, you just go on your back end,
It's just a
or
funnel, yeah. So it's under funnel,
Okay.
under sites under loyalty, rewards, and dashboard here.
Oh, it's
And
just in there.
those are the funnel
Yeah.
pages there.
Cool.
And then yeah, you can customize the look of it, change the background. Logos all get updated from custom values, so you don't really have to do much there. But yeah, you could do pretty much anything you want. And then again, everything goes through automations. So anything that you can think of happening inside automations is there. Here's loyalty cards. You can do stuff. There's customer check-ins, stuff like that too. So
Great.
you're the customer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's so many things. And I understand, yeah, it's definitely there's well, I'll map it out so we can I'll map it out so we can see, you can see exactly where the workflow is going, what the flow goes. Can you, Anthony asked, can you touch on what we can offer for service-based businesses, landscaper, painters, stuff like that? Absolutely. So landscapers, I like to use the system for home service businesses that have repeat business, right? When you get into like, it's a little tougher when you're like getting into painters, unless you're just doing, unless you're doing it as a really good referral system, right? Setting it up so that the people, their customers can refer their customers, and then link it in with social media, like our rewards and social media and stuff like that. Hey, our house just got painted by these guys, you know, I really recommend them, and they can earn points for different painting jobs down the road. Because people, what do they get? Typically get their house painted. It's probably every 5-10 years, but I mean, I bet you there's painting. I bet you there's some painting companies who paint more often than that. Now, when we're talking about landscapers, window washers, pressure washing, stuff like that, that happens, you know, can happen every 3 to 6 months. Landscapers with like landscape maintenance and stuff like that, mowing lawns, pulling weeds, like yard cleanup, stuff like that. There's tons that you can do with it, right? There's I think there's so much opportunity for it when you have businesses like that. Even window washers, I don't, so lots of times they don't take advantage of the fact that people need their windows professionally washed or cleaned more than, you know, once every 6 months or once every few months to keep everything looking clean. You'd be surprised at how like dirty. I was just thinking about that the other day, how dirty our windows are upstairs. But how often do people actually go outside of their house and actually clean their windows, right? And you can get people to sign up for a service and get their windows cleaned, and then earn points for that as well. Earn points for referring their friends. So a big part of those things is the referral program. But when you have repeat businesses like landscapers or landscape maintenance, definitely, people can earn points every time they just pay their bill. So think about it. For example, we have, even for our telephone bill, or our phone bill, our cable bill, stuff like that, we earn points every time we just pay our bill, right? It's not a lot of points, but it's kind of a bonus that you get a couple times a year. And it's, again, it's not much. It literally works out to like maybe $50, $100 maybe, like once a year kind of thing. We can get a gift card or enter a contest or something like that from those points. But giving people points every time that they pay their bill, or like, let's say, for example, you've got landscape maintenance, and they're coming every week to mow your lawn. They mow their lawn, the person pays their bill, they earn, hey, you just earned 10 more points for paying your bill, right? Who do you think they're going to keep coming back to? You know, as long as those guys keep doing a good job, they're going to be like, I want to keep this up, right? Because I want to keep my points. And then you don't have to give rewards for, you don't have to give rewards specifically to the service that they offer, you can be like, okay, well, if we're doing landscaping again, maintenance, that's what I'm going to mean when I say landscaping. If we're going to do landscaping and you're going to earn 10 points every time we come and mow your lawn, and then you can redeem those points for another service we offer. Maybe it's like lawn aeration. Maybe it's like weed pulling and getting rid of weeds and doing stuff like that. Stuff that they might be doing every time anyways, but just there's additional services that they do. You can also go above that. You can give away swag. You can give away like shirts, hats, stuff like that. You can tie into a gift card system that we have, Tango gift cards, and you can have that business giving away gift cards. And so somebody could redeem, say they had a couple thousand points, or they could redeem those points for a gift card, like for Starbucks or Amazon or something like that too. So lots of options when it comes to that. I like to focus on the home service businesses, the service-based businesses that have like more turnover, right? Those customers are coming in and going more than once every 10 years. It's also a good rewards, like a referral system. You can totally do that, but they're not going to see as much impact from that as if they just have those repeat businesses. Now, having said that, you can also use the promotion system as a digital flyer to send out to their customer list. So under the rewards leaderboard, we have promotions. You can get as creative with this promotion system as you want to send out to customers. Like I've had realtors using the system. I have a chiropractor using the system right now. He doesn't do promotions. He uses it as an event calendar, right? So he goes and creates event promos or event posts in here. So show to all subscribers. He creates an event post. He'll create it for the day and time of where he's going to be. And then he'll be like free adjustment clinic, right? And then at some gym kind of thing. Sign up below kind of thing. Sign up here. My typing is terrible. Sign up here. And then you can drop a calendar in here even if you want to. And then people can book that in there. So you can drop a link, you can embed a high-level calendar directly in the description field here, and it'll show on the promotions page. You can do it for realtors, for open houses. You can do you can get creative with it, right? I know for like say for HVAC and stuff like that, they always have a ton of promos, government rebates, promotional rebates from their suppliers for anything from air conditioning to whatever. You could create this system and have all their promos in here, all their government rebates, all that kind of stuff, and use it to send out a message, once every week or once every 2 weeks or once a month even, to their customer list, just to keep them updated on new air conditioning, more efficient furnaces. They always have 24-hour support line. You can have that on the funnel page, right? And just have like a really quick thing that people can click and go to that HVAC company. So you can do different things like that. It's about getting creative about how you want to offer things to those types of customers. We still do focus on people who have custom businesses that have more repeat businesses. It's great for retail as well. Retail is huge with this because they've always got customers coming and going. And a lot of those retail spaces that you talk to, they don't have SMS platform set up. They don't have a way to bring in those customers or talk to those customers. So getting those independent retail businesses onto their own like VIP system where they can get those customers on there and then create like their own digital flyer that they're going to send out once a week. Also huge idea. I could probably keep going about it too.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Nathan, no, you can send a message to support@GHL Smart Scripts. There. I never switched it over to GHL Power Tools, but you can send an email to support@GHL Smart Scripts. That'll come to us. We're also building out a like more of a ticketing system for it, but every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. And then you can just also send me a message on Facebook if you have something that's like dire and you really need to get some things done. I always recommend, if you can, please include a Loom video or something like that, or a screenshot at least of what's happening, so we get more contacts, because I'll get people, someone will send a message saying this is something that happened, and I'll be like, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, so just send a screenshot or something like that.
Cool, man. Thank you. I'm super interested in this, and yeah, keep me in the loop about that subscription thing.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. That tier system, I'm sure we can get that in the next week or so here. At least get it to the point where it's up and running so that you can use it. Anthony asked, would you package that with missed call text back and reputation management? Of course I would. Yeah. I missed call text back, reputation management, chat widget on their website, get them to download the app and start using the app so they can communicate with their customers. I would include those definitely with the core 4 stuff too. So core 4 being like, yeah, reputation, missed call text back. What are they? Database reactivation. So when you go and talk to some of these customers, we have a reactivation campaign in here as well. So you don't have to go and do the reactivation campaign that we have set up in here. It just basically creates a promotion and a coupon that will trigger. Then you can, or set up the reactivation campaign, and then under here, I think it's under right here, you'll see reactivation. There's a workflow that you can add people to. You can add people to coupon received for list reactivation right here, database reactivation. If you send people to add people to this workflow, it's going to send them a text message that says, hey, we've got a special offer for our customers. We haven't seen you in a while. Would you be interested in this? We've got a couple spots left in this. So you can run them through that. And if they say yes and they go through it, it'll add them to the promotion system and give them access to that database reactivation coupon that you created in the system. So that's one way of going to do it. If you wanted to create your own funnel for database reactivation and create a site for that, you can totally go ahead and do that as well. It works really, really well. And I think it's something that I would offer to your customers anyways. So a lot of times when you go talk to these customers, they will have a list of people that they've worked with, right? They just don't know what to do with it. So yeah, I would 100% get them in there and then send out a promo to those people just to reactivate them, right? Get them to liven them up, let them know that they're there. They haven't used them for a while, but we haven't seen them for a while, but we'd like to offer them something to come back in. We did a promo for a painting company a little while ago, and we did a database reactivation. I think it was like $500 off a painting job. And I think with the one or two emails that we sent out for it, I think they booked like 5 or 10 painting jobs from it, right, with like $500 discount. So it's a huge opportunity, especially if you run into a service-based company that hasn't been in touch with their list, but they've been around for a few years, because a lot of time those people have more things that they want done. They just haven't even thought about who to reach out to or who to talk to. So sending out that message for them is huge. So missed call text back. Yeah, I love it. That's built into our system here. Database reactivation, of course, I would go and set that up for them, send out a list, an email out to their customers. Reputation management, yeah, I would get that set up for them as well. And then the chat widget on the website is huge, because then they can start using conversations and you can start bringing in all their communication into one place and they can receive that just on their phone. Yeah, 100%. I would do that for them. What else was I thinking? I was thinking about something else. One thing I wouldn't do, we did this for a couple people, or we did this once, was we did a list reactivation asking for a review. The client wanted to do a list reactivation and get more Google reviews. It happened that the business that we were working with, they had just purchased the business from someone else, and that list was old. So we ended up sending out asking for reviews, and we got it was decent, but we did get some negative feedback from people, mostly just complaining that we would even bother to ask them for a review after so many years, kind of thing, or whatever. So beware of that anyways. So we typically set it up for new customers that are coming in, and depending on what business it is, you can set it up so, or what kind of POS they use. You can either automate it, or you can have it make it so that it's manual, so that they can do a database, or they can do a review request for each one of those customers. Well, that's a lot of talking. All right. Need some water. Cool. I hope that answers your question anyways. I appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, if you guys have anything else left, we got a couple more minutes left of today's call. And other than that, we do have, I mean, you guys have already checked it out before too, but we're doing another kind of like webinar later on this afternoon, just going over the system again, talking to new customers, new prospects. So there's that today at 1 o'clock PST. If you feel like joining, feel free to jump on there. Other than that, yeah, hit me up with your questions. Again, check out those support docs. We're continuing to update that and get everything over into that section so that it's easy to update and easy to find. If you have any questions, shoot an email to support@GHL Smart Scripts at any time, or use the chat widget on one of our web pages there. And then other than that, we'll see you guys on Tuesdays and Thursdays here on the GHL Power Hour. Welcome to the GHL Power Hour. I'll be your host, Jason Orban.
Hey, see you, Jason.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. You have a great rest of your day.
Man, you need to be on the radio for sure.
All right. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Bye.